Hey y'all, this is Gail. Today I'm going to show you how to make some bread, and we're going to bake it in the microwave for 1 minute. Okay, so let's get started. I'll show you everything we need and I'll show you how to do it. So here we go. First thing is you'll need a bowl to mix it in, and you'll probably just need a fork to start it with. I've got a couple of measuring devices here. I've only got half a teaspoon, which is going to be for the baking powder, and I've got a 1/3 cup, which will be for the rest of this. So it will require 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milled flaxseed, which has 0 net carbs, a 1/3 teaspoon, a half of a teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/3 cup almond meal flour. Now this is the one that's higher in carbs. You can find it for 1 net carb. I've got this at HEB, which is local down here. Apparently some of them have the lower carb one. Got some heavy whipping cream, some oil, and a container to bake it in, which I will discuss in a moment. So what's easy about this, to remember anyway, is these two are both equal, 1/3 cup each. Okay, so I'm going to get a 1/3 of each of these and put it in my bowl. So I don't like to mix a bunch of stuff, but you can see underneath there's the almond meal, the flaxseed. Even though this is milled and ground, it tends to be, there's I guess some pieces of flaxseed. So if you want to extra ground it, you can. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a half a teaspoon of baking powder. One thing I do want to mention is after I've cooked this a time or two, these little chunks that are left in the baking powder sometimes don't cook through and they end up remaining as chunks, and trust me, you don't want to eat it. It's kind of gross. So if you see them in your deal, just go ahead and pull it out before you take a bite of it. Otherwise, try to just kind of crumble them down if you can. Alright, so I'm going to do that. Now, I'm going to put, for the heavy whipping cream, you can use half and half. I'm going to put about a tablespoon. Some people like to measure. I usually like to measure because I'm not that good at it, but I've tried this before and it's worked great. So olive oil, also going to do about a tablespoon of each. So there you go. Hopefully that's good enough. And then I'm going to mix it, and then I'm going to add my egg. That was a brown farm fresh egg. Thank you very much. Thank you to my sister who brought that over from a friend. I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix, and it'll be kind of pasty, so just a moment. Benefit from a GoPro thing on my head. Anyway, this is what it looks like. Not that easy to work with. Looks super healthy, and guess what it is. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to take this and transfer it over to this. Now you can see this is a square. But the reason I'm using this is because when I put it down here, I'm going to level it as much as possible. It's going to bake to about here, so it's going to be the size of like a piece of bread from a loaf, and then it's going to be thick enough that I can cut it in half. So this pretty much makes 2 pieces of bread if you were to make a sandwich or something like that. Okay, so let me transfer it over. Just so you'll know, some people have said to go ahead and take this and put some spray oil in it, but to make it come out easy, this has got that oil in it, and trust me, it comes out pretty easily. So you'll see that just in there. And I tried to level it. Well, it's a little crooked, but you get the idea. All right, we're going to put it in the microwave for exactly 1 minute. And I do that on my microwave by pressing the 1. Okay, so 1 minute, we'll have some bread. Get that focus. Pulled it out of the oven, a little spongy. And, oop, just as I said before, voila. See how easy that comes out? Okay, see how it's in the shape of a bread? Nice. Now, I normally just go ahead and cut this in half, especially if it's hot. Then you can see the spongy texture, so it's not real rubbery or dry. But anyway, I was told if you cool it, then use it, it won't be as, I don't know if you can tell, but there's stuff that gets on my fingers when I touch it. So anyway, it'll be more easy to use. So just a moment. I am letting it chill, so it's chilling in the fridge. I don't know how long I'm going to let it cool. I'm very impatient, so my plan is to put some whipped cream cheese on it just because I've been craving it, and I'm going to do it. So there.
I would suggest using this time to clean up your kitchen so you don't have a mess. I have to. My house goes on the market tomorrow. Wish me luck. I sure hope my house sells. I need to sell fast because I'm supposed to get another house and move in at the end of this month, that being March of 2015. That's the year we're in. So anyway, I will show you my bread in uno momento.
All right, here's my bread. I did not put it in there for too long. I think they're right. It's going to be more workable because it's not going to break. So I'm going to cut this in half. Give me just a minute. Here we go. And as you can see right here, this is what I was talking about. If you don't mix the baking powder enough, it chunks together. So just make sure you get it out because it does not taste good. Okay, there you go. You can see I didn't spread it real thick because yes, there's, I think, a carb in here. Use any cream cheese you want. The whipped cream cheese is a lot easier to spread, and if you can see here, it's got 1 net carb for 2 tablespoons. So I think this has about 4 net carbs if you count 1 for the egg, but again, if you get some almond flour that has less, then you'll have less here. So you could put mayonnaise on here, which is 0 carbs. You could put some meat, some chicken or ham or whatever you want. You make a sandwich, make a burger, enjoy it.
So one quick note is I'd love for you to subscribe. I've gotten an overwhelming response of subscriptions for all my videos. Thank you, everyone. Okay, well, I have 29 and I started with 3. So it's not a lot, but if you could subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And I do have 29, so who's going to be number 30? Anyway, retarded, I know. I do want you, at the end of the video, keep watching if you can. The sunrise finally came out after about a week. It was great to see, and I did a time-lapse of it. Well, I was driving, and it was a time-lapse video, so it counts as a time-lapse, but the sun doesn't go up, but you can see me driving, sort of. Anyway, I thought it was pretty, thought you might enjoy it too, so there you go. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to leave you to it. Y'all have a good night. Don't forget, please subscribe. Bye.